Lending a helping hand to people in need can go a long way. Recently, Black Hills Energy awarded $135,000 in safety grants to various volunteer fire departments in several states, including here in South Dakota. The Black Hills area had several recipients, including the Whispering Pines Volunteer Fire Protection District and the Black Hawk Fire Department. Whispering Pines received $900, with Black Hawk getting $2,500. The grants helped the departments purchase essential equipment and supplies. Black Hills Energy has been handing out various generous donations to entities in the community for years.
Each of the various departments applied for these grants, and they were able to utilize them for those things that were most in need for them. So it could have been, a winch, it could have been PPE or other special equipment, but each department had the opportunity to select what they needed the most.
He says another opportunity may come up in the future when fire departments receive more grants. He says over the years, Black Hills Energy has given out nearly $8 million in grants to 500 organizations.